A new survey of more than 2,000 teenage military dependents shows their mental health is suffering. The survey was initiated by two teenagers who also created a group that aims to address feelings of isolation and depression in military kids. Ann Kningendorf reports for WUNC's American Homefront Project.
I don't make a man.
Elena Ashburn is 17 years old and has moved 7 times. Along the way, she figured out that music is a huge stress reliever, especially karaoke.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
Now Ashburn lives outside Fort Lauderdale, and her Army Colonel dad is about to retire. All the moving has been really hard, especially after she settled into a high school in Pennsylvania and suddenly had to move to Florida.
I really had a hard time moving away. I really struggled with depression and had to end up going to a therapist and was sort of like, what is all this suffering for? Why am I being so sad? What is the purpose of this? I don't want it to be for nothing.
She reached out to another musician friend whose family is deployed to South Korea. The two created Bloom, a military teen support organization. Matthew O is a 17-year-old percussionist and has moved 8 times. The survey that Bloom did in coordination with the National Military Family Association showed 42% of military teens reported low mental well-being and 45% reported moderate mental well-being. That leaves only 13% reporting that they're doing well. O says his family's most recent deployment was especially difficult.
I moved to Korea 2 years ago, and that was kind of a dark time for me. And I was constantly wallowing in self-pity because of what I had left behind.
But, he says, as a musician, he's quick to make friends and get involved. He's doing much better now. He's also the student body president at his high school on a U.S. installation in South Korea and keeps an eye on other students.
If you have students coming in who don't feel welcome, who don't feel like they're being taken care of, you have a very negative environment, and it's very hard to bring people together in that way.
Colorado Springs-based family therapist Lisa Collingridge saw exactly that. She got into the field of mental health 5 years ago after noticing a gap in services for her children, who are military teens themselves. Her family has moved 7 times with her husband's military career.
It's emotional dysregulation that they don't know how to manage, and they don't have anyone that they're connected with to help them navigate those feelings.
She says that instability creates risk factors that can lead to a mental health diagnosis. That's bad for the kids and also the future of the armed forces. 65% of those surveyed said they intend to serve, compared to 14% of their peers in civilian families.
If we eliminate those kids because they've gone through mental health problems that were a result of military lifestyle, what type of messages are we sending?
The Department of Defense does have some mental health programs for military dependents, but Collingridge says they're not enough. As for what the general population can do,
invite them to participate in the community. We love to say military kids are resilient, and they are, but I don't want them to have to be resilient. I want them to be taken care of.
In addition to starting Bloom, Ashburn and O have also written and recorded a song about how it feels to move so often. It's called Uprooted and compares constant deployments to a monster uprooting a tree.
And after the tree had been ripped up and hurled, it found itself standing in a strange new world.
O and Ashburn use Bloom to create a sense of community through the web and social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Ashburn says they're trying to take the stresses and sad parts of military life and help them bloom into something prettier. In Shawnee, Kansas, I'm Ann Kningendorf.